Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nikola Jokic might just be the best center of all time. Now, I was looking at the game tonight, Game 5 of the Timberwolves versus the Denver Nuggets, and he had 40 points, 13 assists, and 7 rebounds with 0 turnovers. And when I think about one of the greatest players of all time, one of the greatest players of a generation, we have to look at the play style, the accolades, the chips, the MVPs. Nikola Jokic is now on his 3rd MVP in 4 years. The last player to do that was LeBron James. He is on his way to winning a 2nd championship because I truly believe that a single team cannot beat the Denver Nuggets. This playoffs, he's averaged 28 points, 13 rebounds, and 9 assists with 2 steals and 56% from the field. I am really, really confused, or not confused, but I'm really starting to put Nikola Jokic in that category to where this is one of the greatest players I've ever witnessed. Now, I'm 21 years old. I didn't get to watch Michael Jordan. I got a back half of Kobe Bryant when I started to get into the NBA. That's when he was kind of falling out of his prime. But the greatest player undoubtedly I've ever watched is LeBron James. And now that we're watching a guy like Nikola Jokic, who, when it comes down to it, there is a part of his game that you cannot stop. And when we look at guys like LeBron James, like Nikola Jokic, like Kevin Durant, like Steph Curry, there is a part of that game their game that cannot be stopped. You know, when Kevin Durant is going, his mid-range game is what he goes to. When Nikola Jokic needs a win and he needs to take over a game, him underneath the basket, either it's a hook or it's an offensive rebound that goes back, and it just feels like it cannot be stopped. Even with the rebounding, the passing, we have never seen a big man play this way. Like the difficult fadeaway threes at the end of the shot clock, the passing that he can do. There was a play where I think he was being guarded by Rudy Gobert. Naz Reid came over to help. He did a spin move off of Rudy Gobert and flicked it to Aaron Gordon for the pass. We have never seen a big man play like this with the IQ, the playmaking, the shooting, the rebounding, and he could play some solid defense when it comes down to it. So big shout out to Nikola Jokic. If we look at the Mavericks or the Thunder, I don't think either one of these teams have a chance to beat the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets take it in 5 games, maybe. But the Timberwolves were the best team that the Nuggets have seen all playoff run this year. It was the best team they've seen last year. It's just very hard to not say that this man is at least top 3 greatest players I have ever watched. Just to have 13 assists in a playoff game with 0 turnovers against the Minnesota Timberwolves team that may have been one of the best defense we have ever seen. Like after the first 2 games, we were saying that the Minnesota Timberwolves were the best defense that we have seen since the 2004 Pistons. That has been a conversation. And to see the Nuggets absolutely tear them apart in the last 3 games with Nikola Jokic putting up these type of numbers against the reigning Defensive Player of the Year. This is a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. And the numbers he put up against the Lakers with Anthony Davis, who was a top 5 defender in the league. Last year, he did it on Anthony Davis again. He also did it on Rudy Gobert. And he also did it on Bam Adebayo, who was a top 3 defensive player of the candidate this year. So it is very hard to try and say that Nikola Jokic isn't one of those guys. And he's definitely going to go down as one of the greatest bigs of all time, if not the greatest big of all time. What I think he needs to become the greatest big man of all time, I would say, if he wins his 2nd one this year, I would say maybe 2 more championships. I don't even think he needs another MVP. I would say 2 more championships. And it kind of reminds me of the Golden State Warriors. Because when the Nuggets went up by 7 against the Timberwolves last night, I'm like, this is a very dangerous place. Because just like how the Warriors were back when they had their prime run, being down 7 against a team like Golden State is very dangerous. Because if you're down 7, it could become 11. And then it become 15. And then next thing you know, it's 20. I feel the same way with the Nuggets. I mean, Jokic might be one of the greatest, if not the greatest offensive engine of all time. And the way he can create for his guys like Jamal Murray, like Aaron Gordon, like Michael Porter Jr., we think, or not we think, but I don't think Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., or Aaron Gordon could be as maximized as they would on any other team. I do not think Aaron Gordon plays this well next to any other superstar player. He does not play this well against Joel Embiid. He does not play this well with Luka Doncic. I just believe with the way that Jokic is able to attract attention from the middle of the court, from the free throw line to the rim or the free throw line to the top of the key, the way he's able to attract, he's like a magnet to defenders. The way he can get Aaron Gordon to cut to the basket, or KCP and Michael Porter Jr. in the corners around the perimeter for open shots. The way he can give the ball off to Jamal Murray and either let him create a shot for himself or dump it back to Jokic for an open shot. This team is built so perfectly, and it really reminds me of the Golden State Warriors because of their dominance. Now, even throughout this whole playoff series, the Nuggets were down 0-2. They were down 0-2, and there was still this lingering belief that the Nuggets were still going to win this series. And now that they just won 3 straight, I find it very hard to believe that this series does not end in 6. Anyway, that was just my thoughts. If you guys like this type of content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm out. Peace.